Amen again. Hallelujah in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. Amen. Have we all heard about Deacon Carly passing on just last night? Yes, sir. Let's continue to pray for his family. Amen. We lost the deacon, but God is still able. Glory be to the name of God. Only believe. Exodus chapter 13. Amen. Exodus 13. We'll start at verse 21. Now you'll find these words. And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of cloud and led them the way, and by night a pillar of fire to give them light, to go by day and night. Verse 22 says, He took not away the pillar of the cloud by day, nor the pillar of fire by night before the people. Amen. Tremendous passage. Pillar of fire by night and a pillar of cloud by day. Hallelujah. I get happy when I read the word. Amen. Because I want to talk about the subject, delivered. Amen. Tell your neighbor, I've been delivered. Been delivered. I'm not trying to get delivered. I've been delivered already. Delivered. Amen. Delivered. You may have your seats. Delivered. 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 I've been brought out of some things. Christ has delivered me. Yes, I've been brought out. I've been brought out. This is a great day for the people of God. The day that they have been waiting for. The day that was promised unto them, that God would bring them out of the land of Egypt to the land of promise. And they was about to make their transition. Is taking place now. And they are finally, after 430 years, moved into the promised land. They are about to take their journey on their way to the promised land. Can I tell you something? That all of us are on our way somewhere. Amen. You have to decide where you want to go with the Lord. Amen. They have seen God's hand of wrath on Egypt. They have seen his miraculous power. They have seen all of the plagues that God has caused to Egypt land in order to harden Pharaoh's heart for God to work a miracle and show not only Pharaoh but also Egypt that God really does have all power. Is there anybody in this house that knows he's got all power? He can do anything but fail. He's got all power. And the scripture helps us to understand that after all that God has done, he's about to judge and he's about to shame the enemies. And this is the night that they have been waiting for to come to pass. And God was about to shame his enemies. He was about to make the enemy pay for holding on to God's people. There is payment coming for the things that have been holding you back. Amen. And as you know, that last plague, which was the plague, the 10th plague, which was that God sent a death angel, which was the Passover lamb that saw the blood sprinkle on Israel's doorposts, and it was through that blood that the angel passed over Egypt land. And the angel slew every firstborn that was born in Egypt. Even the firstborn livestock was killed. But the Bible says that when the angel saw the blood, he passed over them. Thank God for the blood. If it had not been for the blood of Jesus that have been shed in our life, the blood of Jesus that hung on Calvary's cross, if it had not been for the blood, we all would have been wiped out. Thank God for the blood. That means somebody had to shed their blood and die for me in order for me to be free. It was Jesus. The lamb was killed. The blood was applied. And they stayed in their houses as God done his mighty works. I like that because the same thing happens with you and I through the power of the blood of Jesus Christ. Psalms 91 teaches us, verse 1 says, that he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall do what? Abide under the shadow of the Almighty. He says, I'm dwelling in the secret place of the Most High, and I'm going to abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say unto the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress. And he says that I will say to him, he's my refuge, my fortress, and in him will I trust. Surely he hath delivered me, shall deliver me from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. God is a delivering God. Whatever you think you can't get out of, God can do it. Oh yes, he can do it. Is there anybody here that can testify God can do it? He can do it. He can take your broken life and put it back together again. He can help you to stand in the midst of storms. He can do some amazing things in your life through the blood sacrifice of Jesus. It is a symbol now of how God knows how to deliver us permanently from the past. He can deliver us permanently from the past. He can deliver us permanently from our present. And he can deliver us permanently in our future. He's a mighty good deliverer. He can deliver us from future destructions. And this is where God smites the enemy and saves his own. He is so awesome in his deliverance, he can make a man do whatever he wants them to do. The Bible says that he hardened Pharaoh's heart so that Pharaoh would not let the children go. Now, God was really using Pharaoh to really show Israel his power. And see, let me drop my hat right here, because you think your enemies have been there to hurt you. You think that people that have been against you have been there to hurt you. But really they have been there so that God can show his power through your enemies. Y'all heard me say this before. Let me say it like this. My family loves me. My friends support me. But my enemies elevate me. Hallelujah. Don't fight back. Don't fight back. Don't fight. Don't fight. This fight is a spiritual warfare. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, against principalities, against spiritual wickedness in high places. God can do that. He can deliver you in some difficult situations. Now, if he's the one that breathed breath into our nostrils and man became a living soul, he can do anything. He can do whatever he wants to do whenever he wants to do it. He gave me 264 bones and 600 muscles and 970 miles of blood vessels. He gave me 32 teeth in the mouth. He gave me a heart that beats 72 times a minute, a hand that has 27 bones. He gave me 2 eyes that takes pictures like a camera and sends them to the brain to be developed. He gives us a tongue that got 400 cups that can sort out the sweets and the sours. In my ears are 20,000 little tiny hairs that can be picked up, that can pick up low sounds and high sounds. If he has done all of that for me, I'm in the very best position I can be in. He can take care of my rent. He can do all of that. He can take care of your problems. Oh yeah. There is nothing too hard for God. I say nothing. All things are possible. Them that believe. He can fix your marriage. He can bring peace to your home. There ain't nothing he can do. He can change them wayward children. He can take good care of you. But now, watch now. God, in our deliverance, everybody say, he's already delivered me. He's already delivered me. Why do you think Jesus died? He's not coming back again and dying again for your situation, because he already did it over 2,000 years ago. The blood has already been shed. He's already been raised from the dead. And he's coming back again. God has finished his work on Calvary for you and I. Now, if we are going to be delivered, God expects you and I to stay focused. He expects us to stay focused. The reason why you think you ain't delivered is because you've got your focus wrong. You've broken your focus. The reason why we think we can't be delivered is because we've been distracted and deterred from the trials of life. And it has broken our focus. God expects me to stay focused. It's right there in the text. What he says, a cloud, pillar of cloud by day. And just in case you want to travel by night, I'm going to send a pillar of fire by night. Don't lose your focus. When you lose your focus, you lose your miracle. Look at this pillar of cloud by day. Where God guides, he provides. You know, help me say that? Where God guides, he provides. Watch now. You remember when God told Elijah to go to the brook Cherith? And I have commanded the ravens to feed you. There was a famine in the land, and God says to Elijah, go out and camp by brook Cherith. And I'm going to feed thee there. In other words, the blessings are not in the place where you were. The blessings are in the place where God told you to go. I hope y'all hearing me. The blessings are where God told you to go. If you don't go to where he told you to go, guess what? You miss the blessing. Wherever he guides, he provides. Listen, y'all. You remember Noah, when Noah was the one who built the ark, right? And it didn't never rain in that land. And God told Moses, I want you to build the ark. Guess what, y'all? It did not start raining until Noah got done with the ark. Where God guides, he provides. Y'all got it? Okay, now. God showed as they moved, as Israel moved from Egypt. It was the last plague that really got to Pharaoh, where Pharaoh said, y'all get out of here. Hurry up and get out of here. And they left. And as they started moving, God began to show them a cloud. As they moved, the clouds moved. God will show you the next step when you take the first step.
My God, right? My God.
That's good. You wondering what's the next step in my life? What's the next thing I'm supposed to do for the Lord? Where am I going? What's the next possession? What's the next position I'm supposed to be in God? Well, before you can get the next step, you got to take the first step. You got to figure out, did I make the first step? And they begin to make the steps. What you visualize, you will materialize if you stay focused. Stay focused. Listen at the psalmist, verse 24. Everybody say, stay focused, stay focused. Now, I'm afraid that some of y'all, tomorrow morning, matter of fact, not tomorrow, but when you leave this building, I'm hoping that your focus don't get broken. This is what he said. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lifted up, ye everlasting doors. And the King of glory shall do what? Shall come in. He said, who is the King of glory? Who is it? The Lord strong and mighty. The Lord, mighty in battle. Look at what he says. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, even lift them up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory. One of the things that will cause you to break your focus is when you hang your head down. A sad walk.
Come on, Pastor.
See, you gotta lift up your head. I will lift up mine eyes. Pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. He guides in the day and he provides in the night. How many of y'all got a GPS? You got one. You got one on your phone right now. Y'all got GPS? Yeah. How many of y'all got GPS? GPS? Have you ever used your GPS? When you were lost, when you was trying to find your way somewhere, you say, pull up the GPS. And you punch in the coordinates of that GPS. And if you make a wrong turn, the GPS does not say you missed it. GPS does not say, look at this clown. GPS does not talk about you. The GPS doesn't call you anything. Now, if you had been using somebody else as a GPS, how many of y'all has ever had some side seat drivers? I'm trying to tell you. But I got a side seat driver. I wish I could just pull over and say, hey man, you drive. So now the GPS never says anything bad or wrong and say you missed it. And he never says, the GPS never says you'll never get that. But what the GPS does is that when you miss your turn, it recalculates and reroutes your position and sets you back on course. I'm so glad that we got a God that when we miss our turn and when we make a mistake and go the wrong way, God recalculates our position and sets us back on course. Hallelujah. Now, and too many people are focused on what if. We don't make it. What if we don't make it? What if something happened when we get there? What if? What if? What if? There's a whole long list of what ifs. What if will keep you from fulfilling your destiny? What if will postpone your life? What if will cause fear and worry and procrastination and you'll start putting some things off? What if? If you what if yourself all the time, you will what if yourself to death. What if? See, what if will make you stand still? What if? And not move. See, when you're driving an automobile, y'all, you observe the signs and the warnings that are posted. You watch every corner, you watch every intersection, because there's a method in place called the U.S. road system. And the U.S. road system is there, and it is designed to get you where you want to go. Let me tell you, God has given us some signs.
Amen.
Most of us know our future. You eat too much, you know your future. Do drugs, alcohol, you know your future. You know your future. You know what's going to happen. You do too much of stuff you're not supposed to do. You refuse to diet, and you refuse to eat, you continue to eat fast foods and no exercise. You know your future. Can I suggest that you pay attention to the signs? Now, God expected them to stay focused. Secondly, God expected them to get excited about their future. Get excited about your future. I said, get excited about. If God has given you another day, He has given you another opportunity. Speaking of South brothers, in Matthew 25, you know, there was these five. One man had 5 talents, and the other had 2 talents, the other had 1 talent. And God, the Lord had given them these talents, the Bible says, according to their various abilities. And now, I said that the one that had 5 already had 10. He really was a 10-talent man, but he had 5 that God gave him. But when this Lord came back, he went and produced 5 more talents and received 10 talents. The one with 2 produced 4. But what did the one with 1 have? He went and hid it in the sand. Guess what? All 3 of them had one thing in common. They all had an opportunity to make things better in their lives. And I'm here telling you right now, all of us has the opportunity right now, this moment. If God woke you up this morning, you got another chance to get yourself together. Your focus is wrong, baby. You're looking at the wrong thing. Looking at the wrong thing will cause trouble for you. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious of workers of iniquity, for they soon shall be cut down and wither like the grass in the green earth. You are focused on your enemies. You are focused on somebody that have done you wrong, and you are passing your opportunity. Listen, y'all. You got to get excited about your future. Get excited about your future. God has a wonderful future for you. Now, that means, if He's got a future for you, that means looking at your future requires leaving your past. You cannot look to your future with your head turned in the opposite direction. What happened yesterday is gone, baby. And guess what? It ain't coming back up again. It's gone. Go on with your life. Keep looking at what happened yesterday. And you are missing out the blessings of God today. In order to get to the promised land, you have to leave Egypt. They had to leave in order to get there. You got to leave. You got to leave. And come on, 430 years. How long are you going to sit there and wait?
My God.
And not move? How long? How long? You've been saying, I'm going to get myself together. How long is it going to take? You have to leave the place of bondage. You got to leave the place. Leave the stuff that's killing you. And you know it's messing up over your life. Leave it. Have you left what's holding you back? Matter of fact, what does your future look like? What does it look like to you? What does tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, what does it look like? Get a glimpse of what it looks like.
My Lord.
Because your feet cannot go where your mind has never been. What does it look like? Have you thought about what's going to happen in my future? Can I tell you what I'm going to do? I'm going to look to the Lord. Because he does knows my future. He does. He sent his word and healed them. Psalm 107 verse 20. He sent his word. He sent his word. If anything is going to heal you, it's going to be God's word. That's going to get us back on track. God's word. That's going to get us right. His word. Healed them and did what? Delivered them from what? Their destructions. You want the Lord. You want something from the Lord. You got to be mobilized. You have to be motivated. And you got to move.
My Lord.
That's why God loves hitting a moving target.
Yes, God.
We got to take initiative. Well, being in proximity of Jesus will get me in his presence. But being in his purpose will get me his power. Let me say it again. Being in proximity will get me into his presence. But being into his purpose will get me into his power. Look at what Job says in Job 36 verse 11. He says, if they obey and serve him. He said, they shall spend their days in prosperity and their years in pleasure. That sounds pretty good, don't it, y'all? But there's a prerequisite that says, if you obey and serve him, I'm going to spend my days in prosperity and my years in pleasure. God wants us to get excited about our future. Then thirdly, he wants us, you and I, to exercise our faith. Man exercising his authority releases God's ability. Man exercising his authority and faith will release God's ability. Put your faith to work. Hallelujah. When you know what he's done for you, the storms won't be able to shake you.
My God.
Your enemies won't be able to faze you. And your oppositions won't be able to stop you. That's why you ought to never let your outside circumstances dictate your inside praise. Well, I'm just simply telling you that God has already delivered us. He brought us from wagon wheel to Oldsmobile. Brought us from the cotton patch to Cadillacs. Brought us from slavery to freedom. God has done a mighty good work in our lives. He's brought us over to the place where he wants us to be. And I'm just simply telling you, you got to put your faith muscles to work. My brothers and sisters, there's a few reasons why you ought not ever give up on God. Number one, he's been too good to you. Number two, God has spoken some things in your life that you can't forget. Is there some stuff in your life that he's done for you that you will never be able to forget? He's done too much for you. And what I'm simply trying to tell you is that what is in front of you is better than what's behind you. Yes, what I'm simply trying to tell you, my brothers and sisters, he has already delivered me from my past. He's already brought me into the presence, and he's getting me ready for my future because God has delivered me. When I was heartbroken, he mended my broken heart back up. When I didn't have a job, he opened up a door and caused a friend of a friend of a friend to open up a door for me to have a job. When my enemies seemed like they had the upper hand on me, God raised me above my enemies. Every time I got in trouble, it was the Lord who brought me out. I'm simply trying to tell you, you can't give up on God because he's been too good to you. He made too many ways for you. He's brought you through a place where you never thought you'd get at it. I'm so glad that the Lord is a mighty good deliverer. Hallelujah. It's been years now, and Israel has finally been delivered. They have finally tasted and saw that the Lord is good. And his mercy is everlasting, and his truth endureth to all generations. They finally had gotten what they had been praying for. They finally, the Bible says, began to gather up the spoils of Egypt. Pharaoh sent them out with gold and silver, ravens and cattle and livestock. They had everything that they need. Now, there is a problem when we got everything that we need. And the problem is we get too comfortable. And we think that the Lord owes us something. Well, how many of y'all know that God don't owe you anything? You got what you got because of the goodness of the Lord. You have what you have because of the goodness of the Lord. And the Lord will expect you to manage what you got. Hallelujah. He's a mighty good deliverer. You all begin to build your faith. Everybody say, I'm building my faith. I'm building my faith. Nay, in all things I'm more than a conqueror through him that loved me. I'm building my faith. I am convinced that neither death nor life, nor angels, nor demons, nor things present, nor of the future, nor powers, nor height, nor depth, nor anything else in all creation shall be able to separate me from the love of God. Hallelujah. I heard Paul said, "Now thanks be unto God, which always causes us to triumph and make it manifest the saving knowledge of us in every place." I'm so glad that my Bible says that eyes have not seen, nor ears have heard, nor have entered into the heart of man those things that God had prepared for them who love him. Yes, I'm so glad that my Bible tells me that now under him who's able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think. I'm so glad my Bible says the thief cometh but to kill, steal, and destroy. But he said, I have come that you might have life and that you might have it more abundantly. I'm so glad that my Bible tells me that it is his will that I prosper and be in health even as my soul prospers. I'm just simply trying to tell you I've been delivered. Hallelujah. I've been delivered from my past. I've been delivered from the enemy's hand. I've been delivered. Thank God. I've been delivered. Jesus went to Calvary. Stay right there. Oh, y'all got to feel. Stay right there until the moon dripped in blood. Stay right there until somebody that was in the crowd said, surely. I said, surely this must be the Son of the living God. Ain't God all right? I'm happy now because he died on Calvary. Stayed in the grave 3 days and 3 nights. Hey, Sunday morning, he got up. Power. I said, power. Power. It's in my hand. Shake somebody's hand and tell him he's got power. All power. All power. Transform my mind. Power to give me strength. Power to work out my situation. Power to give me what I need. Power to help my children. Power to fix my mind.